In September 1998, Samantha Hopper was 8 months pregnant. She packed up to attend a concert, taking her 22-month-old daughter, Courtney, along for the ride. They never made it home. The primary target for the ensuing investigation became the vehicle they were traveling in that night, a blue 1989 Ford Tempo. Her disappearance left an immediate void. Samantha's mother, Debbie, spent decades waiting for a phone call that never came. Samantha's other daughter, Desiree, who was just 3 years old at the time, had to grow up knowing her mother entirely through photographs. Police actively worked the case. They scoured local highways, followed witness tips, and exhausted all available land-based leads. Over the span of 23 years, they found absolutely nothing. When a person and a 2-ton machine vanish from the map without leaving a single trace, the answer almost always lies beneath the surface. To find Samantha, search teams first had to logically rebuild the exact driving route she intended to take that night. This high-contrast topographical map plots the known geographical facts. Point A is her child's father's house in Russellville. Point B is her mother's house, further north. Connecting these two locations are multiple possible driving routes. We can begin filtering this map by applying behavioral data from Samantha's family. She was known to be a highly nervous driver who actively avoided curves. Because of this, we can eliminate the winding, indirect roads from the search grid entirely. We can further refine the search by accounting for a specific behavioral detail. Samantha was terrified of deep water. She would never intentionally pull off near the water's edge or park near a local boat ramp to kill time. By removing the geographical features she naturally avoided, the map funnels down to a single logical path, the bridge crossing on Pleasant View Road. Arriving at that specific bridge reveals a chilling piece of physical evidence. The metal guardrail stretching across the road is relatively new, having clearly been replaced long after 1998. This exposes a massive infrastructure blind spot. When a vehicle crashes through a barrier, highway maintenance crews are dispatched to repair the metal. They are rarely required to check the river below for a submerged car. By simply fixing the surface-level damage and moving on, municipal maintenance systems unwittingly mask the entry points of fatal accidents, keeping cold cases hidden in plain sight for decades. Locating a 23-year-old vehicle requires specific sonar variables. Over 2 decades, a car accumulates a thick layer of organic buildup, causing it to absorb sonar waves much differently than a clean, recently submerged frame. A common misconception is that these older wrecks sink deep into the mud and vanish. In reality, they settle on top of the riverbed. To a trained operator, the rigid, manufactured geometry creates a distinct silhouette against the organic textures of the riverbed. Scanning the water directly below that replaced guardrail on Pleasant View Road yields an immediate hit, a small vehicle resting upside down on the bottom. Confirming the target requires sending a diver into the water. The river is highly turbid, packed with suspended sediment, restricting visibility to less than 2 feet. Engulfed in near total darkness, the diver relies entirely on touch. By tracing the shape of the grille and feeling the remnants of blue paint along the panels, he makes the physical verification. It's a Ford. He relays one more crucial detail back to the surface. The car is completely inverted, but all of the passenger side windows are perfectly intact. Success came from isolating Samantha's specific driving habits and following them to their only logical conclusion. The team used geographic data to lead them directly to the submerged vehicle. Locating the car introduces the final mechanical hurdle. The recovery team must crane an inverted, heavily rusted 23-year-old vehicle out of a flowing river without losing its contents. The exact rigging science requires straps positioned at precise lifting angles to elevate the front end first, preventing the cabin from buckling. Those intact windows protect the evidence. If the frame flexes and glass shatters, the river's current will wash the fragile interior downstream. Operating with extreme caution, the crane slowly breaches the surface, pulling the blue Ford Tempo back onto dry land. Inside the cabin, investigators recover a shoe, a sock, and human remains. It is the definitive, tragic confirmation they need. For 23 years, Debbie and Desiree lived with agonizing what-ifs, cycling through endless theories of their family's whereabouts. Now, they finally have undeniable answers. Thousands of cars drove over that exact bridge since 1998, passing inches away from a mystery they couldn't see. Finding closure required looking past the illusion of the surface landscape and combining a family's memory with targeted technology to reveal what the rest of the world drove blindly past.